Here's a wild thought for you. What if every single software developer out there just got a quiet promotion, one they don't even know about yet? A promotion that totally changes the game. Well, that's the big idea in Nathan B. Crocker's book, AI-Powered Developer. And in this explainer, we're going to break down what this whole new world means for coding. And this quote, it's everything. The book's whole argument is that developers have basically shifted overnight from being engineers to being engineering managers. And who's your new direct report? Generative AI. It's like having a tireless, brilliant, and maybe a little quirky junior developer on your team. It's a massive paradigm shift. So who's making this pretty bold claim? Well, this is Nathan B. Crocker. He's the co-founder and CTO of Checker, so he is deep in the trenches building these complex systems that link up traditional finance with the blockchain. His expertise isn't just theory, it's born from building real next-gen stuff, which gives his ideas some serious weight. And that's really what the book's mission is all about. It's not trying to be just another technical manual. It's designed to be the essential guide for this new managerial role. The whole goal is to give you a practical way to stop seeing AI as just a fancy autocomplete and start treating it like a real partner that can change how software gets built from the ground up. So, how does the book even tackle such a huge topic? It all starts with a philosophy that's absolutely crucial to get. Crocker is very clear. This book is a compass, not a map. Let's dig into what that actually means. This analogy is so key. A map gives you a fixed path, right? Turn left here, go straight for 2 miles. But generative AI is just way too dynamic for that. A compass, on the other hand, it gives you a direction and then trusts you to navigate the landscape. The book is all about encouraging you to experiment because working with AI is an exploration, not some rigid script. So the book's journey is broken down into 4 really logical parts. Part 1, the foundation, gets you up to speed on the basics of large language models, or LLMs. Part 2, the input, is all about how you design and build with AI. Part 3, the feedback, is about that super important loop of testing and refining. And finally, Into the World covers things like deployment and security. It really is the entire development lifecycle. Okay, now that we've got the philosophy and the structure down, let's get to the heart of it. We've basically distilled this whole book into 3 game-changing lessons. You can think of this as the absolute core of your new training manual for managing your AI partner. All right, let's kick things off with lesson number 1. And honestly, this is probably the single most important mental shift any developer needs to make to really thrive in this new era. The most important point is this: you are no longer just using a tool, you're collaborating with a teammate. A hammer doesn't give you opinions, but a junior developer sure does. Your job actually shifts from just writing code to guiding, mentoring, and reviewing the code your AI partner generates. It's a way more active managerial role. So how in the world do you manage this new teammate? Well, the book introduces some really cool techniques, like the persona pattern. So instead of just a vague request, you tell the AI, act as a senior security engineer and review this code for vulnerabilities. Or, as the book suggests, act as a computer science intern. When you give the AI a specific role, you anchor its responses, which makes them way more consistent and useful. Okay, let's move on to our second key lesson. Once you start seeing AI as a teammate, the very next step is figuring out how to work together effectively. And this is all about the process of collaboration. Getting really high-quality work out of an AI partner is not a one-shot deal. It's not a command, it's a conversation. You have to master this idea of iterative refinement. Your first prompt is really just the opening line. The real magic happens in the back and forth, where you clarify and correct and steer the AI toward the perfect solution. And the book calls this the refinement pattern. You might start off with something general, like write a function to handle user uploads. The AI gives you a first draft. Then you refine it. Okay, now add validation for file types and size limits. And you go again. Great, now add error handling and logging. See? Each step gets you closer to production-ready code, all through a focused dialogue. And that brings us to our third and final core lesson. This one moves a little bit beyond the how and really focuses on the what. It's all about being strategic in your approach. A huge insight from the book is that not all AI assistants are created equal. A good manager knows their team's strengths and assigns tasks based on that, right? It's the same idea here. ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, AWS Code Whisperer, they're not interchangeable. Each one is great at a different part of the workflow. This table from the book breaks it down perfectly. ChatGPT, with that web-based chat interface, is awesome for high-level brainstorming and just exploring ideas. But when it's time for focused, heads-down coding, you want a tool that's built right into your code editor, your IDE, like GitHub Copilot or Code Whisperer. They're like a quiet advisor helping you stay in the zone. So we've covered the core lessons. Now I think it's time we do a little performance review for our new AI junior developer. Because no teammate is perfect, and it's so important to understand both its incredible strengths and its very real limitations. You know, one of the book's biggest strengths is that it basically acts as a mentor itself. It's not just a bunch of theory, it's packed with real-world examples and hands-on exercises that really push you to experiment. It becomes a catalyst for exploring new solutions and just thinking more creatively about problems. And of course, let's talk about the speed. The productivity gains are just astronomical. These tools can automate all that tedious work, like writing boilerplate code, but they go so much further. They can help with designing architecture, finding bugs, and even suggest ways to refactor your code. It just speeds up the entire process. Another huge strength is how AI can be a learning catalyst. Let's say you need to learn a new programming language for a project. Well, your AI partner can be your own personalized tutor, generating sample code and explaining complex ideas in real time. That learning curve for new tech, it just got a whole lot flatter. All right, now we have to talk about the limitations. As the book warns, the output from these models is not deterministic. That means you can give it the exact same prompt twice and get two different answers. This unpredictability, sometimes people call it hallucinations, means you can never ever blindly trust the code. The mantra has to be trust but verify, always. And this limitation is absolutely critical. When you use these cloud-based AI tools, you are sending your code, which could be sensitive, proprietary code, to an external server. The book really sounds the alarm on the risk of data leaks and the chance that your code could be used in future training data. This is a huge deal, and every team needs a clear policy for it. And finally, the biggest limitation is also tied to the book's central idea. This is not a magic wand that's going to make developers obsolete. It's a powerful tool that demands new skills. The job isn't just about writing code anymore. It's about guiding, reviewing, and prompting. It doesn't replace deep technical expertise. It just amplifies it. You have to evolve to stay effective. So that brings us to the end of our explainer. The promotion is real. Your new junior developer is officially on the team, waiting for its first assignment. The question the book leaves us with is a really powerful one. Now that you have this incredible new leverage, what revolutionary software are you going to build first? The possibilities are just staggering.